So today I wanted to talk about therapy and just my experience so far in therapy. I think for me, this is more of a call for help. I want you guys to actually have a conversation with me and let me know what you think. When I started therapy, that was my first experience with therapy, so I did not necessarily know what was good. You know how you don't know what to compare something to, so I didn't necessarily know if it was a good experience or not, but I really got help in just how I was dealing with issues that I had at that time and my triggers, and it was just nice to have someone to validate you, like reinforce certain things in your mind. It was a very good experience, and the reason why I can say that now is because I had to change my therapist. So we're getting there. Anywho, so she got my therapist was pregnant the whole time that we're having this session, so she had to go on her leave because she was having a baby. And I remember just praying about it because I was like, maybe I should try something else now, because although I felt like I was getting the help that I needed, there was just a lot of moving parts that I wanted to see, like, okay, maybe there might be another type of therapy that might be helpful for me, because it was more like advice kind of sessions. Like, she would tell me her opinion, and sometimes I felt like maybe she was not relating to like the reality that I had. But she was great, like she was really, really great. But a part of me just wanted to explore something else and see and compare, have something to compare to. So when she went on her leave, and she was like, she's not going to be available for like 3 months or 4 months or something. That was like a long time. I didn't want to stay without therapy for that long, so I decided to just try something else. I found one. She's Nigerian. I decided to like start therapy with her. And I remember in the beginning she had said like her therapy is like person-centered. Basically, you are not necessarily she's not necessarily going to advise you on what to do, but she wants you to believe that you are capable of doing the things that you're supposed to do, or that you want to do, like you're capable of living the life that you want to live. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but it's called person-centered. It's called person-centered. That's what she said. At the time when I had started, I didn't necessarily understand what it meant, but I was just like, I need to start therapy, so let's just keep going. Let's just do something. And I wanted someone that could relate to me in a way. So started that therapy. It was going well, it was going okay. 2 months in, I started feeling like I did not understand whether or not she understood what I was going through, because I would talk about certain things and maybe she would just be like, okay, let's say I say my plant is green and it's frustrating me that my plant is green. She would say, so you feel frustrated that your plant is green? Yes, because I just said that. And for me, I get irritated when someone like replied, like, you're saying the same thing I'm saying. Like, I just said that. That's not her intention. Like, she's not trying to like irritate me or anything, but I don't know, maybe that's the way person-centered therapy goes. After saying that, there was no other thing. Like, she would just say that and that's it. So it was not like you were repeating what I was saying with the aim of trying to understand that that's what I was feeling, and giving me some feedback on that feeling. Like, maybe, okay, why, I don't know. So like I said, I don't know, and that's why I'm asking for your opinion, because I don't really know. I don't want to sound like I'm irritated for something that I don't know, but it just felt like what I was expecting was, if you repeat what I'm saying and you are just basically trying to understand what I'm saying, then I would expect some feedback, like, okay, why do you feel that way? Like, what about it being green is irritating you? Does that make sense? Like, there was nothing. So it was just like you telling me again what I just told you. Every time in my spirit, I'm just like, I don't know if this is working. I don't know if there's an understanding, because also there were some times where she'll forget certain things, like certain things about me. Like, this person is great, but I just had, I'm realizing like I don't think it's working. But what is frustrating me is that I don't know what working means. I don't know what it means for a therapy, like for a good therapist. Like, what does that mean? What does that look like? It's just really stressful to keep going from therapist to therapist. It's very stressful to keep explaining what's going on in your life over and over again, trying to go back, because they have to understand like your past. They have to understand like maybe what might be triggering you, your trauma and whatnot. So even though it's good, but it's like, that's so exhausting for me. in my head, I'm just asking, like, what's the point of this talking, and it's not making any sense? Like, I'm not really understanding whether or not I'm getting better or I'm not getting better. I've always been kind of like my own therapist. I've always been the person that would kind of try to understand my emotions and what triggered this and whatnot. But I don't want to be doing that thing by myself. I don't want to be on that journey by myself, because I think that there's just a lot going on right now in the world. It's nice to be able to have another person to like express to continuously. But I guess the frustration and you know, I had this conversation with this therapist, and I told her, I'm like, I feel frustrated because sometimes it just feels like you don't have anything to tell me. It's just you are quiet and you just repeat the same thing, or you know, you miss certain things. And I sound frustrated, but I promise you I didn't say it like this. I was just, you know, expressing to her that sometimes I feel like I'm the one that has to ask you, what do you think? Because you never really express yourself, like express what you think about a situation. But you know, everyone is so different, and I'm just realizing now that there are different types of therapy. Like, I didn't know this. I didn't know that there were different types of therapy like 2 years ago. So the more I'm in therapy, the more I'm learning that, oh, there are different types of therapy. I don't even know what the point of this video is. It's just like, what kind of therapy? Like, what do you guys think? You know, like, how do you know when therapy is working for you? Like, is it worth it to just keep talking to people? And I don't know, you know, like I'm kind of confused about how much more I have in me to explore more therapists, if that makes sense, because it's like dating, right? It's like exhausting, and sometimes you have to give yourself a break, which is fair. Like, I'm going to give myself a break if I feel drained and just tired of trying to find a therapist and whatnot. And the financial part of it is also very, you know, strenuous. But I know that I do want therapy, so I know that I want to be in therapy. It's just, I don't know what a good match feels like, or I don't know what that is supposed to feel like. And I think that's my problem. I think that I'm focused on what I think it should feel like, which I don't have any idea. So I'm very confused, obviously. I also don't want to be in a position where I'm not paying attention to how I'm feeling. I want to feel free, but with therapy right now, I don't feel very. I always feel like there's something, like sometimes I feel more stressed after the therapy, because I'm just like, I don't feel like I got anything out of that, and I don't want to be feeling that way. So, you know, yeah. But I wanted to, if you're in therapy, please let me know, like, what do you think about what I just said? What do you advise I do? Or like, what have you learned so far? Like, what does that look like for you? I would really appreciate I really appreciate your opinion and just your tips, because I don't feel like I'm getting enough. A lot of people just say, you know, therapy has changed my life. I don't know, you know, the only thing that's changed my life is Jesus. Like, that's the only person I really talk to, and that's where I feel very free. But sometimes I just want that human feedback. You know how counseling is important, you know how, you know, sometimes mentorship is important. I think sometimes, like, I don't disregard the fact that we need people. So I don't want to just, like, I love Jesus. I'm dependent on him. I always talk to him. I try to talk to him all the time, but I can't lie, sometimes I'm overwhelmed. I'm really curious to know what people have to say. So I hope that this video gets to the right people, and people actually watch it and give me feedback. I don't know, maybe therapy is not for me. You know, I think when I told my therapist this, she was like, yeah, therapy is not for everybody. Like, you know, therapy doesn't work for everybody. And that's, I don't know if that's I guess that's true. I don't know, because it's just I just want to treat therapy as a space that I share my emotions, like, without expectations. Like, I don't want to put all that burden on, like, people in my life. I want to just have, you know, a therapist I can vent to and talk to, and not have, and I know that there's that feedback, and I don't put that pressure on other people in my life. And I think that that's important for me right now. Anyway, just let me know if you have any tips. I would really appreciate it. That's all I have. Thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.